What's the pettiest thing your dad has ever done? I was 8 when my dad's best friend took everything from him. One phone call. That's all it took. Vance walked into a police station and said my father had been stealing from their company for 11 years. This was the same man who drove 2 hours on Christmas morning to fix Vance's furnace. I watched them put Dad in the back of a car in our own driveway. He didn't fight. He just looked at me through the window and mouthed, "It's okay." Dad's lawyer asked for time to go through the company books. The judge gave him 3 days. 3 days for 11 years of records. His lawyer said a trial would cost us the house either way, so Dad took the plea. 14 months. Things got worse fast. The house went first. Mom and I moved into an apartment above a laundromat that smelled like hot lint. She worked doubles and stopped talking about him. I was told Dad took a job out of state. I believed that until a kid at school said his mom saw my father on the news. That's how I found out. In a hallway. From a 9-year-old. That was the year Vance hired a new bookkeeper. I only knew her name because she mailed us a card when Dad went in. Odette. Mom threw it away. Vance didn't stop. He took Dad's name off the company and put his own on the sign. Dad designed every piece of that business. And now it was Vance Brothers, in green letters, 12 feet tall on the highway. He told everyone he was the one who'd been robbed. Dad's friends believed him. His brother believed him. Nobody asked for his side. They just believed the man with the building. Dad came home thinner and quieter. He couldn't get hired anywhere. A felony on paper and a face the whole town recognized. He finally found work cleaning offices at night. Minimum wage, 6 nights a week. I was embarrassed. I never told anyone what my father did for a living. I asked him once if he did it. He looked at me for a long second before he said no. He didn't say it fast enough, and I never asked again because I didn't want to hear him lie twice. Then the state auditor went back through the company. 2 weeks of paperwork. They found nothing wrong. The auditor closed the file and told Vance the books were clean. Vance smiled and said, "I just wanted it done right. You understand?" Like he was the hero. But it didn't matter. Vance filed a civil suit the next month. Restitution. $400,000. A hearing was set. One hearing. If he won, my father would owe him money every week for the rest of his life. Not a punishment. A leash. The night before, Dad sat at the kitchen table in his cleaning uniform. His hands were cracked white from bleach. He looked at me and said, "I need you to trust me. It's almost enough. Just wait." I didn't know what that meant. I hugged him and didn't say anything. The courtroom was full. Vance sat there loose, relaxed, checking his watch. He'd won before. Then Dad's lawyer stood up and said, "We'd like to call Odette to the stand." Vance stopped moving. Odette walked past him and wouldn't look down. The lawyer asked, "How did you come to have these documents?" Odette said, "He handed them to me 2 years ago. He told me to wait until it was enough." Layer by layer, it came apart. First, the money. A second set of books. Going back 13 years. Vance had been draining the company since before my father was ever accused. The withdrawals Dad went to prison for were signed in Vance's hand. Then, the emails. Vance to his own brother. He never reads the statements. He'll sign whatever I put in front of him. And under that, the one that made the room turn. Easiest thing I ever did. Cry to the police and let them do the rest. Vance's lawyer stood up. The judge told him to sit down. Then Odette looked at Vance for the first time. Her voice went thin. "He told me if I ever opened my mouth, he'd put me where he put him." The lawyer asked if Vance ever said why he did it that way. Odette nodded. "He said the best part was that the kid would grow up thinking his father was a thief." The courtroom went dead silent. Turns out my dad had been mopping the floors of that building for 4 years, every night, alone. And the janitor has a key to every room.